But now it is time for my favorite segment this week in Shohei Ohtani news, presented by Mattress Firm. So talk to an expert and unjunk your sleep today. Look, I actually got to meet up with the Mattress Firm people at their trailer in Iowa, and I got to talk to my own personal sleep expert, Tracy, and look at all of the beds. It was awesome. It was great to talk to her. It was great to learn a lot about it because I myself sleep on a Mattress Firm mattress, so you should unjunk your sleep as well. But look, now it is time to get into it with This Week in Shohei Ohtani news. And guys, he did it again. Everything this week, from the hitting to the pitching. We got stats for you. He did it all. So let's get right into it with his hitting. I sat here last week and I told you guys, do not worry about his hitting. Shohei Ohtani is fine. I heard a lot of people talking about him. Why is he struggling? Why is he struggling? Well, he had that 3-game series against the Dodgers where he could only get a few at-bats, and then he got walked in most of those at-bats. This week he was back. He hit home runs number 38 and 39, but aside from just the home runs that we all see, he got 8 hits this week. Shohei Ohtani got 8 hits this week, a bunch of doubles, a couple homers, 4 RBIs, even a couple stolen bases. The guy is back. The guy never left, like everybody was thinking. So I sat here last week and I told you, do not worry about his hitting. And what he did this week was dominate at the plate. Dominate. And speaking of dominating, I want to talk about his pitching start this week. He threw against the Toronto Blue Jays in a much anticipated matchup against the Blue Jays because Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is another MVP frontrunner, if you will, besides Shohei Ohtani. So they get to face off this week. Ohtani throws great. 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 6 strikeouts, lowers his ERA. His ERA, by the way, is 2.93. He's now 7-1 with a 2.93 ERA. Since the beginning of July, this is the best pitcher in baseball. Since the beginning of July, the best pitcher in baseball is 1 home run away from 40 on the season. This is nuts, guys. This is insane. So let me hit you with a few stats. His 7-1 record, good for the best winning percentage in all of baseball as a pitcher. Best winning percentage with a 7-1 ERA. Now look at this. In 2021, with pitchers with 12-plus starts, look at these numbers. All of his stats rank in the top 15 to 20 of pitchers. So just pitching, which is what we're talking about right now, his dominant start this week and his dominance since the beginning of July. Just pitching, his numbers are great. They're in the top 15 to 20 in every category until you get to win percentage, where he's number 1 amongst all of pitchers. So you look at the stats that Shohei Ohtani is number 1 in win percentage as a pitcher. Pretty big one. Let's look at the other ones. Not to mention just those. He's also the MLB leader in home runs, extra base hits, slugging percentage, and WAR, which is wins above replacement. These numbers are just getting ridiculous, guys. And I've tried to tell you all year long, it is special what we're seeing. And this was a big matchup this past week. It wasn't just another start. You know, he faced off against the Toronto Blue Jays, and I actually went on a radio station in Toronto earlier last week when they wanted to preview this little matchup, and they even kind of admitted it kind of feels like Shohei Ohtani has a huge lead when it comes to the MVP leader. And I agreed, and they said, what if Vlad goes in and faces him and hits a home run? I feel like that might help him catch up a little bit. And I said, you know, I don't know. If he hits a home run and Ohtani doesn't have a great week, yeah, I'm sure that gap will close. But what happened was the opposite. Ohtani threw great against him. He didn't hit a home run against him. Ohtani hit a home run that series. Ohtani hit a double in that game he started against Vlad Jr., and the gap continues to go in the other direction. Shohei Ohtani Jr., Vladimir Guerrero Jr. struggled. He struggled in that series. And Shohei Ohtani is separating himself. That MVP race is getting further and further in Shohei Ohtani's direction. And I love to see it. That's my pick That's my pick. I love to see it. So I mentioned he's the league leader in WAR. Let me explain to you guys what that means. WAR is wins above replacement. Okay, wins above replacement. Now, there's a whole, it can be complicated when you look at it from the outside, but wins above replacement. What it does is takes all of these stats, runs scored, hits, all of this stuff, combines it, and they have this formula to create wins above replacement. It's quite literally a very, very good and important stat to use. You can use it for any player throughout history. Shohei Ohtani has a combined WAR between hitting and pitching of 7.4. 7.4. The next closest in the league isn't even at a 6, guys. The next closest player in Major League Baseball when it comes to WAR isn't even at a 6, which is just astounding to think about. That's just how good he is. That's how good he is. You combine his hitting and his pitching, and he just creates this superhuman, which is what we have, this superhuman that is now taking the league by storm and is well on his way to winning an MVP, in my opinion. So yeah, look at this. Leads the league with a 7.4 WAR. There isn't anybody close. Also, in his start the other day, this was a great post, I thought. One of my favorites. Shohei Ohtani was the winning pitcher and batted leadoff. He has a 1.69 ERA since the 1st of July. He leads the league in homers, and he's incredible. You heard it. You heard it straight from MLB's mouth. You heard it straight from them. That's my favorite point. You just add in at the end, he's incredible. It's true, guys. It's true. He's having an incredible season, and he did it all this week. He did it all. From the hitting 2 bombs, he's now 1 away from 40. So we're on kind of, 40 is not necessarily a milestone, but when you're in the middle of August, 40 is a milestone. Okay? So we're 1 away from a big milestone homer for him at 40. He threw great. He got the win on the mound. He's 7-1. He has the best winning percentage of any pitcher in baseball. He has more bombs than anybody, and he has the highest WAR of anybody. So just another incredible week for this week in Shohei Ohtani news. And before I move on, I wanted to talk about this incredible set we have here. And I need to give a shout out to Beverly Pham and Ryan Ensign for this. This is incredible. And I really appreciate all the hard work you guys put in. I hope everybody that listens and watches this show appreciates what we have here, because we have an incredible set for an incredible player that's having the most incredible season in Major League Baseball history. So I feel like that is kind of fitting. And that does it for this week in Shohei Ohtani news. Thanks for watching. If you love flipping bats, swinging 3-0, or just talking ball, join us. Call us at 213-537-9339 with your questions. We have a weekly guest, and we have a lot of fun, so hit that subscribe button.